Let us get started with an overview. Understanding how data varies is key in statistics. Today, we will explore three main tools: variance, standard deviation, and the interquartile range, which is often called IQR. Let us learn how to describe data spread for smarter conclusions. Welcome to measures of spread, variance, standard deviation, and IQR. Understanding how data varies is key in statistics. Today, we will explore three main tools: variance, standard deviation, and the interquartile range, which is often called IQR. Let us learn how to describe data spread for smarter conclusions. Running the cell now. As you follow along, imagine situations where you want to know not just the average, but how much values move away from that average. Let us set up the basic tools we need for data work. We import core libraries for handling data, calculations, and visualization. We also tell Python to ignore warnings, so our outputs look clean for learning. NumPy helps us with numerical operations. Pandas is powerful for handling tables of data. Seaborn and Matplotlib let us visualize our findings. Running the cell now. Be sure you have these installed with pip if you are working offline. Let us load a real dataset that tracks who survived the Titanic disaster. This is a classic set used for exploring statistics. We will load the Titanic dataset from Seaborn. Now, we print the shape, which tells us the number of rows and columns. This shows the table size. Let us look at the first 5 rows to see an example of the kind of data we have. Running the cell now. Whenever you start, always peek at your data. What columns jump out at you? Now, let us quickly define what we mean by spread. What is spread in data? Spread tells us how much the values in our data differ from each other. Variance shows the average squared distance from the mean. Standard deviation is the square root of variance. It feels like the average distance from the mean. IQR stands for interquartile range. It is the middle 50% of your data. We use these to judge predictability and fairness, like in sports statistics or test scores. Running the cell now. When you want to compare groups, spread can tell you which ones are more predictable or more chaotic. Let us choose the age column. Age is a great example to see how spread works. Sometimes, real-world data has missing values. Let us drop those just for now. Here, we grab the age column from our Titanic data. We drop any missing age values using dropner. We print how many age values remain after cleaning. This shows the count so we know how large is our set. We view the first few age entries. Notice how ages range widely, which makes it good for spread analysis. Running the cell now. Do you spot anything surprising in the first few ages? Let us see what age distribution looks like on a chart. A histogram is an easy way to spot where most ages cluster or stretch out. We set up a figure to make space for the plot. We use a histogram. Each bar shows how many people fall into that age group. KDE adds a smooth curve to show the shape better. We add a title to explain what the chart shows. Label the x-axis as age. Label the y-axis as count. Finally, display the visualization. Running the cell now. Can you see where the most common ages fall? Are there a lot of very young or very old passengers? It is easier to understand variance if we walk through a small example. Calculating variance by hand. Variance measures average squared distance from the mean. Steps. 1. Find the mean. 2. Subtract the mean from each value and square the result. 3. Average those squared differences. Let us try this on a tiny example before we automate. Running the cell now. Practice, try this by hand with 3 or 4 numbers you make up. Let us walk through using 5 sample ages. Each step matches what we just described: calculate, subtract, square, average. We use 5 simple ages as our small sample. Now, we figure out the mean for these ages. The mean is the average. Subtract the mean from each age and square the difference. This step really exaggerates any big outliers. We print each squared difference to see the math in action. Finally, we take the average of those squared differences to get variance. Notice how positive and negative differences both turn into a positive contribution to spread. Here is our variance, or the average squared difference from the mean. Running the cell now. Try this for your own number set to see how a single odd value can really affect variance. Now, let us translate variance back into something more in line with ages, the standard deviation. This helps us compare directly to our original units. We take the square root of our variance to get the standard deviation. Standard deviation is often easier to interpret because it is in the same units as our data. Running the cell now. Think, would you rather talk about for squared years or 2 years? That is why standard deviation is popular. Let us scale up and do this for everyone on the Titanic with a known age. Pandas handles missing data safely if we use Dropner. Here, we ask Pandas to calculate the variance for the ages in our data set. We use DDOF equals 0 for population variance, so it matches the formula we did by hand. Now, get the standard deviation, which is just the square root for us. We print both values so you can compare variance and standard deviation for the group. Running the cell now. Does the standard deviation feel big or small compared to the ages you saw earlier? Let us talk a bit about why we care about standard deviation. Why is standard deviation useful? If the standard deviation is small, ages are all close together. If it is large, there is a big age mix. In real life, standard deviation tells us whether test scores or incomes are similar or very different in a group. Running the cell now. The higher the standard deviation, the more variety or unpredictability in your data. Let us ask, is age more varied among survivors or those who did not survive? This helps us see how standard deviation compares between groups. We select ages of just the survivors. We select ages of just the non-survivors. Drop any missing ages as before. Now, we calculate standard deviation for each group. See the result for survivors. Read the result for non-survivors and compare. Running the cell now. Which group had a wider age range? What could explain this difference? Let us plot both groups together to visualize their age distribution and spread. Create a figure for our overlays. Plot a histogram and curve for survivors, using green. Plot a histogram and curve for non-survivors, using red. Add labels so we know which group is which. Add a legend for clarity. Add a title so viewers know what we are comparing. Label X for age. Label Y for count. Show the visualization. Running the cell now. Can you see which group has more young or old people? Where is the spread biggest? Now, let us see another important tool, the interquartile range. The interquartile range. IQR is the range between the 25th and 75th percentile. It covers the middle half of your data. Less affected by outliers or extreme values than standard deviation. Let us use IQR to see age concentration among Titanic passengers. Running the cell now. IQR can help find if most people are in a narrow band, even if a few values are very unusual. Let us find the first and third quartiles. We calculate IQR by subtracting Q1 from Q3. Get the value at the 25th percentile, called Q1. Get the value at the 75th percentile, called Q3. Subtract to find how wide the middle half of ages spreads. Print the 25th percentile. Print the 75th percentile. Print the interquartile range, which is the difference between them. Running the cell now. Which middle 50% of ages does this number cover? How does that compare to all ages? Box plots are great for showing IQR and outliers clearly. Let us plot one for our age data. Open up a new figure, but make it short to focus on the box shape. Create a one-dimensional box plot for ages. Set a simple title for context. Label the axis for age. Show the box plot. Running the cell now. See how the box marks the interquartile range and dots flag unusual ages? This helps for quick comparisons. Let us see what happens when we force a few extreme values. We want to compare how standard deviation and IQR react to these outliers. We add some very small and very large fake ages to our clean data. Print the standard deviation for original ages. Print the standard deviation with outliers added. Watch how much it grows. Now, print IQR for the original data. Print IQR with outliers added. See if it changes as much. Running the cell now. Did you notice? Standard deviation is much more sensitive to extreme values, but IQR stays pretty steady. Let us try measuring spread for another column, the fare each passenger paid. Price data is often very spread out due to a few expensive tickets. Take the fare column and drop missing values. Now, print the fare variance. This shows squared spread. Print the standard deviation of ticket prices. Print IQR for fares. This shows the range of the middle half of ticket prices. Running the cell now. Does this price spread surprise you? How does IQR compare to the overall range of fares? Here is a quick guide to which tool fits which job best. Choosing a measure of spread. Use standard deviation when your data does not have big outliers. Use IQR when you expect outliers or a skewed shape. Always look at plots and more than one summary for best insight. Ready for a quick test of your know-how? Running the cell now. Think of two situations from your life, one where outliers matter, and one where they probably do not. Let us do a mini challenge. Enter any three numbers, think heights, prices, or ages. We will quickly see their spread using our new measures. Start with an empty list for your numbers. Let a loop run 3 times, so you enter 3 values. Ask for a value using input. This step prompts you in the notebook or video. Each entered number is added to the list. Convert the list to a pandas series for easier calculations. Print the standard deviation of your 3 numbers. Print the interquartile range of your 3 numbers. Running the cell now. Try repeating with bigger or smaller gaps between numbers. Does the spread match your gut feeling? If you are learning from YouTube, like, subscribe, and share if you find this helpful. Let us wrap up with the biggest ideas from today. Recap, variance, standard deviation, and IQR. Variance shows how widely data values scatter using squares. Standard deviation makes this easier to read and compare. IQR helps spot the middle range, less affected by unusually high or low values. Combine these for a full view of any dataset. Running the cell now. Review which measure makes the most sense for your own data projects. Congratulations on making it through. Here are ideas for next steps and a reminder from your friendly YouTube teacher. Great job! What next? Try exploring spread in more columns of the Titanic or another dataset. Compare spread in different groups. Practice with your personal data. Keep learning and do not forget to subscribe if you want more beginner-friendly statistics videos. Running the cell now. Let us keep building new skills together.